Hey everybody, it's Kellen Cash here. Again, live Facebook, Anchor FM, and everywhere that goes. Wanted to talk today about the BET Awards. Now, I did not watch all the awards because it's probably been forever. Almost, it feels like over 5 years. I don't have cable. Plus, the BET Awards, I remember when we used to go cover the award shows. It has changed for journalists and just kind of that personal time that you used to be able to get. So, plus this year they denied a client of ours, and I was feeling, just kind of like, how do you deny popular black media? But and they didn't do anything to you. But that's neither here nor there. BET pushed the African agenda real hard, and I want to play a clip for you that you guys can see and hear for those who just have the audio listening while they're at work or traveling. But this is Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan talking about, getting their Best Movie Award. Listen to this real quick.
In real talk, the film is about, our experience as being African Americans, also trying to capture the experience of being African on this planet. Where so many factors try to tell you it's something you should be ashamed of, it's something that you should hide, something that you should aspire to be something else. For us, it was about tapping into that voice that we always hear that tells us to be proud of who we are, to be proud of where we come from. And for real, T'Challa and Killmonger not real. But for real talk, if you can travel to Africa, please go. I wouldn't change my life. And if you can't go, teach your children about Patrice Lumumba and Jomo Kenyatta, and all the amazing Africans that we attach to, still as African Americans here today. Love you guys.
Now that's what I'm gonna play of that, and that was really good because if you can travel to Africa, you should. And there's so many reasons why people don't travel to Africa. Some people, they believe the propaganda that Africans don't like African Americans. And on my YouTube, you can go to the YouTube Kellen Cash with a K, check that out. And I have videos on that. That's propaganda. And you have to ask yourself, who told you that? I know guys from the same city who don't like each other. And you're talking about these people don't like us who you've never met. And there's even a good movie out there. And we had her on the Advise show. It's Africans versus African Americans. I believe you can get that. You can buy that for a very reasonable price on Amazon or rent it, whatnot. But it was a good movie, and so don't believe the hype, because even in that movie, what it showed was the people who say that don't have African friends or connections and vice versa. So I got a whole video on that. You can check that out. But I loved how they were pushing that African agenda. Anybody else see that and feel that? I didn't watch the whole thing. I'm watching little clips as they come out online. Shout out to William Boney, David Anderson, and Justin, and Ken McCoy. I know Ken was at the BET Awards. He hasn't missed any award show. That man is so international, photographer and videographer and radio host. So big shout out to Ken McCoy, my old school partner, Ken McCoy. Gotta shout him out. But they were pushing that really, really hard, and I loved it. I loved it, but I tell you, if you're going to go to Africa, just like any other country, any other city, go with an open mind and go with the intentions of really feeling the vibe, and don't try to teach the people anything, don't try to civilize the natives, whatnot, because that just makes you a hybrid colonize or whatnot. But go and shake off everything you know about America, because you're not in America, and really embrace the culture, some real talk, some real spit. So because so often people will go somewhere and you want the laws of America, you want the ways of America. When we leave this country, and if you're gonna talk about Africa, we don't really feel especially this new wave of everything that was once wrong is now right. Like, this is crazy. I mean, police shootings is normal. Kids shooting, normal. Like, something's really wrong. And then you see some images of Africa and other places in the world that you might see some rebels fighting or something. You're like, oh, it's dangerous in the whole place, not understanding how many countries are in Africa even. So your ignorance doesn't even qualify you to talk. And these are some of the main people who go out publicly and at barbershops talking about something that they have no idea about. And that's real sad that you could have an opinion about something you don't know about. Just say, I don't know, because I haven't explored. I don't want to explore. Texans are really good, and Californians are really good for, just being in their own bubble. And this is where I was born. This is where I'm going to die type mentality. And 70% of Americans don't even have passports, so you can't really talk. Now, I hear some people say, oh man, I can't get a passport to even get out of here because I'm a felon. No, that's not true. And, this is USA Today. This is, reliable source. I think I've done other videos on my YouTube, but you can, as a felon, get a passport. Now, you may have to jump through one or two more hoops than the other person, especially if you still got a current case. If you got a current case and you could dip and dodge, they take your passport. Even they would take your passport, bruh. But if your stuff is all done and it's in the past, do not think that you cannot get a passport. And you can read this right here, USA Today, but use Google and YouTube as your university to learn something. Now, if you have child support and, whether you're a deadbeat or, the court just threw that, 10 grand on you from baggage, whatnot, get that cleared up, whatnot, and you can get your passport, Here's one. Look at this. It says unpaid federal loan. So this says if you become incarcerated while traveling, accept financial assistance in form of a loan, government. Okay. So if you borrow your money, and I've heard people talk about this in a detailed way of like, you can actually somehow sell your passport or whatnot. Sovereign citizens get into it deep one night. I don't know, because you need that passport. But if you owe the government, and especially if you get arrested out of the country, because you're supposed to be able to pay your way out. Like I said, the rest of the world doesn't work like America, but, you can't go. And there's, other factors, but don't think because of some criminal past, you can't go. Try to see if you can, get out there. And if you have a question and you say, man, I just don't really have the initiative to, get all the documents and the paperwork and figure out the passport, and I need some hand holding, right here, down here, we got, give you 50 minutes of the consulting, and can really, in that session, walk you through and maybe, do some of that for you. But, you can get as many sessions as you want, and boom. So you really have no excuse, because all of you have money during Christmas time. You got money during tax time to, just blow, and the stuff that you see people trying to keep up with the rappers and the Kardashians and buying this ugly Gucci and all this stuff, that doesn't mean anything. So, you have the bread. You have the bread to do it. And I just loved how BET was pushing that. And, Black Panther, Ryan Coogler, you guys know I'm biased. Wakanda, Oakland, California, great things come out of it. But Africa, come with the correct mindset. And you might have to, pick a few countries and see what vibe hits you. Especially if you're on some funny business and you want to be on some like new age. Just don't come to Africa. And like, I've seen this, not in Africa, but in Europe. And it wasn't even just Americans. It was even like folks from the Caribbean only wanting to eat McDonald's because they're like, oh, in London and Germany and Amsterdam, like their food is funny and they put mayonnaise on things, like just stupid stuff. Like you should have stayed home. You should have really stayed home. So you got to come to Africa and decide if you're going to stay in a big country, small country, village, or city. Do you like a lot of people? I like a lot of people, but I can also just chill by the beach, solo or with my familia and be cool all day. I don't need the people, but I like to have access to the people. That's how we kind of get down. But just come with, you're not teaching Africa anything when you come there. Half of you can't even speak the language, more than half, and you want to teach somebody something. Just go and you'll find opportunity, especially if you're a hustler. You'll find an opportunity to make something happen. But BT giving awards to African artists, and how we've always wanted it, because this music is international. And American artists, reach out more and understand that you could go to a country and just be known and popular and friendly and not even need security and just get down. But Africa is booming, and there's ways of getting your business set up, buying your land dirt cheap. We can talk about Cameroon. There's videos, business tips. It's called on YouTube, and they show you the minimum that you need to open up a bank account, business bank account in Cameroon. Totally biased, So just have an open mind. I'm not gonna be too long-winded on this thing. You guys, I hope you get to see Africa. I hope you get to see, multiple countries and take some of that money that is spent on, cars and clothes and all type of stuff, and just travel and zone out one time and write your book, whatnot, and understand your culture and don't come as a hybrid colonizer, but as someone who really wants to learn, from the oldest civilization there is. So y'all feel me? I'm out. There's so much we could talk about Africa, but I just love the inboxes, the comments, the critiques, all that good stuff, and I'm out because this is planes to catch and trains to get on. I'm out. Stay tight. Be blessed.